Welcome inside the Lone Peak Fieldhouse for Lone Peak girls basketball on Game Night Live Rewind. Dusty Lister and Dane Stewart with you tonight. The Lone Peak Knights take on the Skyridge Falcons. And Dane, we talked about Skyridge, a lot of changes. But this is a team in Skyridge, they're 8-4 on the year, much better than the record looks.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, they've got some impressive wins. Copper Hill, Springville, Tippin Oaks, the most impressive coming last week against Westlake. That was a 13-0 Thunder squad, and Skyridge went in and thunderstruck Westlake High School. And it was a great game for Cambry Blackham, the sophomore guard, averaging 16 points per game. And that's a popular basketball name here for Skyridge. This is a group that plays like a unit. They play very stifling defense. They'll pick you up in the backcourt, make you earn it, and it will be interesting because they go against some really good talent, the #1 team in the state in Lone Peak tonight.
Well, we saw Lone Peak Knights in our first game of our coverage last week against Pleasant Grove. And this team begins and ends with Kaylee Wilson.
Yeah, set the national record last year for free throw percentage, but she does more than just shoot from 15. 22 points per game, 3 rebounds per game. She's 45% from beyond the arc, nearly 50% from the floor. She does everything. And look, if Lone Peak wants to go and make a run in the state championship this year, it's going to start with Kaylee Woolston. There's a lot of talent around her. When you look at Ika, Nawaheen, and Nordstrom, there's so much offense for Lone Peak this year. This is a different group for Coach Warner.
And the name you got to keep your eye on, too, is number 21, Tommy Vasa. She can light it up from the outside as well. We are set and ready to go. Jumping it up for Skyridge will be KJ Gottberg against Kaylee Woolston. And we're underway here from Lone Peak High School. And of course, Skyridge graduated one of their best players, probably their best player in program history, in the short history it is, in Allie Blackham. And speaking of Blackham, it is Cambry Blackham, a little strong off the window. The rebound was in the hands of Toole. She'll go back door to Blackham and closed out, and a steal. Nawahine sent ahead. Nordstrom will track it down, and Shawnee will light it up and in.
Well, that's one great way to not allow Skyridge pressure to beat you, right? Get the ball up the floor quickly. And, nice finish there at the rim. But, I mean, that is one of the things about Lone Peak where it feels like they just play at a different tempo than a lot of other teams.
Shawnee Nordstrom doing her best Chantry Ross impression. Chasing down that ball on the baseline. We saw it here, about 5 years ago now.
Yeah. Of course, Stephen A. doing good things up in Logan.
Yes,
see
he
what I did
is.
there?
I see.
Yeah.
Much more palatable than the other few. Tools pass. They picked off by Ika. Ahead to Wilson. Kaylee on the extra pass. Knocked out of bounds by hustling Blackham. And it'll be Lone Peak ball on the baseline.
It's a nice job getting back there by Skyridge. There are some common opponents here between these two, and one of the more notable games, Skyridge played Fremont, lost that game by 8. You know, and Fremont, we know, two of the top players in the state, even nationally, and so this is a Skyridge team that can go toe-to-toe with top-end teams.
Tanu Vasa sends across to Ika, and Ika knocks down the 3.
It's a Lone Peak offense, Dusty, that averages 68 points a game. I mean, they are accustomed to high scoring, and you know, right now it looks like they pack their offense here at home.
And they watch out for McKelly Ika. She can bury you with threes pretty quickly. It's not just, I say it begins and ends with Woolston's because she's the straw that stirs the drink, but there's so many girls that can light it up for Coach Nancy Warner. As Blackham goes inside to Gottberg, and that's a foul to Tula Nawahine. It'll be a 2-shot foul coming for KJ Gottberg.
You know, it's one of the things about this Skyridge team, when you look at Gottberg, she had a really strong game against Westlake, was good in the blocks, offensively, defensively as well. And you feel like that can be a matchup opportunity for Skyridge in this region to utilize her in the post. They've tried to go to her, I think, on most of their possessions, maybe one where they didn't, but Lone Peak, by and large, did a nice job of not allowing her to get easy entry in the post offensively.
And Gottberg knocked down the first. He's got one more. And she hits them both. And of course, if you're joining us, doubleheader on all throughout region here on Game Night Live Rewind. The Lone Peak girls followed by the Lone Peak boys varsity game. And look how they break the press. Tanu Vasa. The ball movement Only 2 dribbles, and Naya Tanuvasa lays that one in.
That's a great job. For me, that was one of the questions. Can Lone Peak handle that pressure that Skyridge brings? Westlake struggled with it, especially in the second half, and Lone Peak looking adept on that first try.
Perkins can't get it to go. Godberg with the board and the bucket. It is 7-4.
That's good, strong play there by Gottberg in the post. KJ able to kind of manage her way through the trees.
Timeout taken by Nancy Warner. 5:35 left in the first quarter. You're watching Lone Peak Girls Basketball on Game Night Live Rewind.
College wasn't built for me.
I didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Or if my kid had a fever.
Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
I want to take tests when I'm ready.
I want to take courses on my time.
And speed up when I know my stuff.
I want a university that cares about me.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of you.
Welcome back in again. Game Night Live Rewind brought to you by Heidemann and Associates. Go to utah.law, get a free consultation. Anything that Dane and I have offered this week is get a hold of us. If you want an introduction, we even introduce you to Justin. As there's that full court press with the turnover for Skyridge. And an extra possession for the Lady Falcons is Tegan Gray going to reset the offense. Blackham leaves it back for Toole. Toole drives the lane and scores. Defense leads to offense, and it's a 1-point game early.
Yeah, I mean, I love the recipe for this Skyridge team. They very gritty, and we talked about Lone Peak that first time, managing the pressure. Last time, the turnover. This time ends in the bucket again.
Tula Nawahine with the +1. The foul goes to Perkins, and Nawahine now at the line looking for the old-fashioned three-point play.
It's one of the things that, I mean, we talked about it a little bit, Dusty, but I just don't think this Lone Peak team gets the appreciation for the depth in their lineup, especially offensively.
Well, there's so many players. As you hear the communication pick up from Skyridge, just for a moment, I thought, is shot clock already got approved? Just for a moment.
That's 2 days away, folks. Keep your fingers crossed.
I wanted to do a straw poll, but nobody responded. As Tanuvasa leaves it in the corner, Nawahine for a long two. Nawahine now with 4 points.
I don't know if I told you this. I took a straw poll over the offseason. Coaches, officials, and it actually surprisingly was not as one-sided as I thought it would be. It was probably about 70-30, 65-35 in favor, but there was actually quite a few of different positions that did not want a shot clock. It was interesting.
As Perkins can't get that one to go, thought she'd get a call and did not. Here comes Ika. Ika, nice ball fake, left it a little flat, and it's Blackham picking up the loose ball. Gray, now Perkins going to drive on Nawahine, and Perkins gets it to crawl in.
Nice take there by Perkins, well defended. Just gets a tough shot off around that defense and able to get it to roll in.
Woolston lipped out the shot. Nawahine had the rebound, and now a jump ball. And possession belongs to Lone Peak. As we're just inside of 3.5 left in the first quarter, as Bartholomew will come on for Tanuvasa.
Bartholomew, I think, is a really interesting player for Coach Warner. 6'2", sophomore, averages 7 points a game. That's a real steady piece on this roster for the next couple of years here for Lone Peak. Be a big-time player.
Norsham strong on the three, and a good piece to have. With, for 2 years, she'll get to play with Wilson.
Yeah.
As Shea Toole come off the floor, and coming in now is Bella Sika. And Skyridge had the chance to tie with the three. And it's Sika on the drive, and no call on the contact. It's your own board. That's off Bartholomew. But chased down the corner by Arnell, and then out of bounds. A little unfortunate on the bounces there.
Yeah, I was surprised they kept that ball in to begin with, and then it looked like they were going to get it out. Ran out of room.
And this pressure giving Lone Peak some fits. Ika inside to Woolston. Kaylee misses the bunny. And now jump ball. And possession belongs to Skyridge.
A rare miss from near range there for Kaylee, and a nice job by Skyridge retreating back to contest that rebound, draw the dual possession.
In for the Falcons, number 0, Tegan Gray.
So Tegan Gray will come on for Camden Blackham. Or Cambry, pardon me, Cambry Blackham. So he thought it'd be a high-scoring quarter. Has not done that. Skyridge has gotten this game into their tempo. Dana, something we talked about off camera.
Done a nice job here early on. Lone Peak has shown the ability to score quickly, but by and large, Skyridge really hasn't let that happen consistently yet.
Not showing any pressure on the ball. Ika, I thought maybe she'd get the steal there, and did not. It is up top with Tegan Gray. Sika goes into the trap, and another dual possession, and we go back to Lone Peak.
You know, it's one of the other things about this Lone Peak team. We talk about the offense, but the defense does it really good. They only give up 41 points a game, and that's against the likes of Harriman, which can score the rock. Copper Hill, Springville, Bingham, Pleasant Grove, like they've played some good offenses, and yet they don't give up a lot.
Tanavasa, hits the deck, no call on that contact either. Is now another jump ball, and we go back to Skyridge.
Skyridge substitution number 5.
The possession arrow clock is getting its workout here in the first half.
Yeah. And, that switch is getting a little bit looser.
Look out for a short circuit. We're inside a minute 45 left in the opening quarter.
Johnny 5.
You're right there. I was going to say it. Impersonation might come out later, but there's now a block going to be called on Bartholomew.
By the way, that's a classic from my childhood. Look it up, folks. It's a good one.
Yes. Steve Gutenberg.
Yeah.
Perkins replaces.
Of course, he's a stone cutter. That's another reference for those of you who are tracking tonight.
I'm trying to decide if I'm going to use the other line. I really like that movie. It's one of my favorites. As Blackham comes off the hedge from Bartholomew, gets ball inside to Gottberg. And Gottberg looked out a little too strong, and now on the push with the Knights. Tanuvasa trying to find that inside, and too many hands there.
There's great help defense coming over there, I think, by Blackham, and then allowed Gottberg underneath to get the denial.
So there is Blackham, goes at Tanuvasa, nice defense, but she gets around her. Gottberg blocked by Nordstrom, and it's Bartholomew with the loose ball. Nawahine back in the corner to Nordstrom. Shawnee will come back up top. Tanuvasa back to Nordstrom straight away. 4-3, Shawnee Nordstrom.
Well, that can be such a killer. The 3-ball in high school basketball can be such a differentiator. And for Nordstrom to hit that, especially late in the quarter, that's a great little burst there for Lone Peak.
And a welcome sign for Coach Warner as we go inside of 10 seconds left in the quarter. Gray gonna toe up a 3. It just slipped out. Rebound to Wilson with 3. Tanuvasa with 1. Nordstrom. It would have counted, but claws off the front of the iron. And at the end of one, it is Lone Peak 14, Skyridge 8. You're watching Lone Peak basketball on Game Night Live Rewind. Start of the second quarter, Dusty Litster and Dane Stewart with you here for Game Night Live Rewind's coverage of Lone Peak basketball, both boys, or girls, and then boys. As Wilson couldn't climb the ladder to get that one, and Dane, after a blistering start to that quarter, Skyridge's defense settled in and slowed down this high-powered Lone Peak attack.
Yeah, they did a good job. I really felt like they did a nice job on the boards. Dusty, they didn't give Lone Peak a lot of second and third looks. Didn't allow them to get out on the run. I think twice Lone Peak had a fast break opportunity. So by and large, you play like that, you feel like you're in a position to win, but you got to find execution on the offensive end. And I think the Lone Peak defense has really been great. They've denied Gottberg. Skyridge hasn't been able to hit that open three yet. So it's been tough to find that consistent offense, and that's been the differentiator to me in this first quarter.
Wilson picks up the loose ball. And good job of Skyridge getting back in transition as Ika will set up the offense. Go to a corner to Woolston. Kaylee try to send that one back out, and now Wahine picks up the loose ball. Skyridge done a great job. They turn that ball baseline and immediately turn around and get your hands up.
Yeah, the help defense has been good in the passing lanes. They've played a really good defensive first quarter. Need 3 more of them.
Woolston was hounded, gets it out to Nordstrom. Now Ika gets in the lane, a little too strong. Rebound to Bartholomew. And Bartholomew with the board and bucket.
You can't teach height, Dusty. And when you've got depth in the block, it just makes such a difference. And I mean, that time it's just the length of Bartholomew that gets the second chance in the bucket.
Oh, and Ika came in, and the official going to have a reach, not the jump ball. And a foul will go to Ika. It'll be 2 free throws coming to Perkins.
Yeah, this is an important point in this game. I know it's early, but you go down by double digits to Lone Peak, and they got you right where they want you. I mean, it's just almost like a constrictor that just starts to take the life out of you. You've got to have a response and get this back to like a 2-possession ball game.
So Naya Tanuvasa comes back in for Bartholomew. As Tanya Perkins will have 1 more free throw. Oh, and it was in and out, and that's off of Skyridge.
Substitution number 21, KJ Gottberg. She replaces number 14, Tanya Perkins.
Yeah, official. Okay, I agree.
Pointed the wrong way.
Yeah, he did. I mean, I don't want to go full Mike Tirico and Drew Brees and wait 15 minutes to talk about it, but there's a steal by Woolston. Kaylee, nice between the defenders and draws a whistle. It'll put Kaylee Woolston at the line for 2 free throws.
Number 2, Shea Toole, the first person, second team.
I was going to make a reference to that, but I won't.
Dane's been around me enough.
Yeah. You know, yeah.
If you notice, I don't share a lot on Twitter much anymore. That drew some ire. That drew, I didn't delete that one. I delete a lot of tweets.
Here's the thing, folks, and we're going to give Dusty a little bit of latitude. It's been a rough week for Dusty Lidster. So, some of the tweets I'm reading this in Dusty voice. I'm like, it's a rough weekend for Dusty.
10-point game. But look out for our videos this week. It will not be mentioned, but look out for our videos this week and talk what's the happenings in girls basketball. As Ika there got that steal. Toole goes cross court. Gray for 3. She can off on the 3, gets her own board. Oh, I thought she had a layup too, and now Wahine popped it away.
And that's the tough thing. I mean, Skyridge has had good looks,
yeah.
right? I mean, they've had, I can think of 3 uncontested threes, and not one of them is gone yet. And so they're getting some good looks. They've just got to be able to hit that consistently, and that's been the struggle here.
This is Abby Hymas. Back up top to Gray, inside of 5.5 left in the first half.
You know, that's a shot that they hit against Westlake. I mean, Shea Toole hit 4 of them against the Thunder.
And that goes off of Gray's foot. When I think about all high scores, I mean, Shea Toole right now only 2 points in the first half.
Yeah.
With a full timeout on the floor, we'll take it with them. 5:22 left in the half. You're watching Lone Peak basketball on Game Night Live Rewind.
Jake said these are awesome for studying.
Line. You shouldn't ever take someone else's medication.
Know your script. Talk to your kids about the dangers of sharing prescriptions.
Ouch, gonna need some pills for that one.
Hey, prescription pain pills can be dangerous.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Easy there. You're her parent, not a drill sergeant. More love, then they'll listen.
Know your script. Talk to your kids about prescriptions the right way.
So 5:22 left in the half. Dusty Litzner and Dane Stewart with you. And as I was saying before, look out for our video and talk about the happenings of girls basketball. We'll talk about our watch list as well. Some of the top players in the state and performances thus far. Because Dane and I will have you all the way through the 5A and 6A girls state championships.
We're even going to be packing our bags, going to different locations, huh?
We're going to show how fast we can tear down and set back up.
Oh, it might surprise you. That was deflected.
I was waiting for the official to make sure he had that one too. Inside of 5 minutes we go. Abby Hymas up top. And now Blackham goes into Tool. Gottberg comes opposite, and the junction jumper wouldn't drop. And the rebound tracked down by Skyridge. It'll reset the offense with Hymas. Near side with Blackham. And she'll send back up. Maybe this is Gray. Good enough numbers of 5, 2, and 0. Make sure we're on top of these numbers.
Yeah, the Skyridge font is not the most friendly of fonts.
Yeah, as Gottberg able to finish down off the window. Yeah, it's like everyone wants to go with Oregon kind of numbers.
Yeah, and I like the font. But to broadcast it, it can be tough.
Kelby Miller feels like I never give him any credit. The latent numbers make it very easy on everybody.
They do. Yes, they do.
They're huge. As Nawahine, Junction J, good. And Tula Nawahine, leading scorer thus far for the Knights.
Yeah, and you can kind of see the difference, even the last 2 minutes, right? Long possession for Skyridge, and yes, they're able to score, but man, they had to work at it to get it. Lone Peak comes down, set up Nawahine at the junction, drill it. I mean, right now, Skyridge having to work a lot harder than Lone Peak is offensively as that scoop doesn't go.
Gottberg couldn't get around Woolston as Ikas is back out to Woolston. Kaylee has not been able to get off a three. So on one as Ika could not get that one to drop, but the rebound taken.
How about the block out by Gottberg? She had Woolston completely out of that play. Great job there.
And Blackham hits the brakes. I'm guessing that, I'm not saying it did work, that she tried it on Allie and maybe worked a time or two in the backyard.
Potentially.
I think Allie would tell me if it worked or not next time I saw her. Tommy Vasa goes back up top to Ika. Nordstrom, Nawahine, baseline jumper off the mark. That ball saved in and off of Skyridge.
Ninth substitution, number 45.
You know, one of the other things you can say about Lone Peak early on, I think Skyridge did a good job disrupting the offense. Since then, I feel like Coach Warner's team has been a little more patient, a little more decisive with where to go, and it's turned out well for them.
So part, hey, do you have the way you want to play, and then you have the way that you should play to win that game. And I think they did a good job of just adjusting to that.
Yeah.
Quickly inbounded into Nordstrom, and that's off the mark. And now on the push with Skyridge. This is Abby Hymas, and Hymas has slapped away and went off of Hymas. The Skyridge, in fact, they left a lot of opportunities in this first half as well, Dane. They played good defense, and
And that's one. You limit them to one and done, and you get on a run, and you don't get a shot, right? Lone Peak able to regroup defensively, shut down the break, but missed opportunity.
Ika cross court to Woolston. Tanuvasa. Back to Kaylee.
Oh,
Woolston
good
with
move.
a nice crossover. Pull up Jay. Won't go home.
It's been a cool day from the floor for Kaylee. She's missed some shots, Dusty, that we're accustomed to seeing her make.
She hasn't been able to find a rhythm in the first half.
No.
The full court press kind of threw things off, and the zone's been a lot more tenacious than I think she was expecting as they try to lob that into Perkins, and it's taken away by Tanuvasa. Naya on the push, give it up to Nordstrom. Inside Bartholomew, and she can't get it. Wilson has a rebound and turns it over. So with the three, Skyridge can make it a two-possession game. They're going to work inside, and Perkins got around Bartholomew. Inside the minute left in the half.
That little run to the backboard has been a nice play for Skyridge. We've seen them go to that last couple of possessions a lot here in this second quarter. And it feels like right now that's probably the easiest shot for them to get, albeit still contested.
Inside to Wilson. Wilson will fall away. No. And the frustrating half continues for Kaylee as that is a foul on Lone Peak. I'll go to Shawnee Nordstrom. That'll be the fourth team foul with 41 seconds to go.
I mean, the amazing thing, if you're Skyridge and you say, hey, you've got Lone Peak at 20 points at the break, you feel pretty good about your chances, right? If they can find a way to execute here to close out the break, I mean, we're going to have ourselves a fun second half.
Blackham over. Oh, nothing on that contact or anything else. That floater would not drop for Blackham. Frustrating possession there for Skyridge as Tanuvasa really dribbled into the turnover. Blackham right there with her. Nawahine with 10 seconds. Ika with 5. Ika with 3. Bartholomew can't get it to go, and that's how the half will end.
That's the end of the first half. The score, Lone Peak 20.
2 quarters in, it's Lone Peak 20, Skyridge 14. You're watching Lone Peak Girls Basketball on Game Night Live Rewind. And welcome back into Lone Peak Fieldhouse.
Yeah, yeah.
All the years I didn't know it was what it was called, but Dusty Lister and Jade Stewart with you as Lone Peak leading 20-14. And Lone Peak looking to kickstart their heart. It was a slower paced first half. They do have the lead. And I think both teams have feel just fine in the locker room. It's one of those funny situations where Skyridge like, hey, look, our game plan finally started to work. And for Lone Peak, hey, stick with it. You adjusted nicely.
I mean, the reality is you look at that second quarter and Lone Peak still outscored Skyridge. I mean, even if they were off track of their average, right, they still outscored them. So if your Coach Warner like, guys, we're fine. We don't have to score 70 every night.
Shawnee Nordstrom able to get to the rim and finish. And that's usually the thing with the teams that want to get out and run is they don't have they lack the ability to just say, okay,
play a different style.
The game dictates we should play like this.
And you find yourself getting tight because it's not the rhythm you're accustomed to. I think we saw that with football this year.
Yeah.
And you know, so anyway.
Absolutely. And you just play within the game that's there and make the right decision. You can't force it all to happen. There's Ika. Oh, nice move. And Ika lays it in. Kelly Ika.
I mean, that's a great job recognizing the mismatch and taking advantage of it, right? You have an opportunity to get to the lane, use that quick first step. Beautiful job there by Ika.
You know my fondness for football. I love calling Lone Peak girls. You get Ika and a Tanu Vasa out on the
just
floor.
Feels at home.
It does. It just feels right.
Well, speaking of, we're going to see Kale Hansen.
Yes.
There's a couple of gridiron guys. We'll see you tonight.
My ball popped out of bounds, and we'll stay here. Of course, Keo's athleticism was really on display against PG, where the whole team got into foul trouble. But the upstart team in Region 4, I tell you, Skyridge is going to be one of the more surprising teams. You didn't know that they would go 2-0 starting out against AF and Westlake.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're going to have this might be news to you, Dusty. We're going to have a new award this year, the Sandbagger of the Year. It's going to go to Coach Gardner. A 2-0 start, and look, he's done a great job this year. That Skyridge team, they're gritty, man. They got a lot of guys that contribute. It should be a great battle tonight, they and Lone Peak. We've become accustomed to that last couple of years with these two.
Yeah, absolutely. Ika could not get that one to go. Thought she'd get the call and did not. Now on the push with Blackham. She'll pull from deep and hit. Cambry Blackham makes it a 7-point game.
See if that takes the lid off from long range, right? I mean, she took a long distance range. I think on the first possession was a little strong on it. That one, nothing but net. And see, that helps this offense to find a rhythm for the Falcons.
Tanu Vasa blocked away by Gottberg, and yet Gottberg was a foul. And now to put Naya Tanu Vasa at the line for 2.
That one's not going to win a lot of political campaigns in Utah County, but the official demon contact there. It's a good contest by Gottberg.
Number 21, KJ Gottberg.
So they're not getting the west side of the
at the line to shoot 2 for the night.
of the Timpanogos Highway battle. As Naya Tamavasa misses the first.
Number 45, Sarah Bartholomew replaces.
And of course, this has become very quickly one of the more fun rivalries. Now, all of Region 4 is a rivalry, but this is one of the more fun ones, especially with football and how often they play and big games, and even out in volleyball and everything else. As Tamavasa splits the free throws.
You know, it just means more, Dusty. When you're a region that wins a lot of state championships, right? Regardless of sport. And that doesn't mean that Region 3 doesn't, Region 1 doesn't, they do, but there's a lot of teams that find themselves in semifinals and championship games that play in Region 4.
And it even rhymes to say it. In Region 4, it just means more.
Yeah.
You can't change it. As there's a steal by Toole with Nordstrom with her. Toole can't finish. That's out of bounds off of Lone Peak, and will stay here with Skyridge.
Now that's one of those players, when you look at Shea Toole, just averages 7 a game, had the 12 against Westlake, just 2 tonight. I mean, it's been tough for her to find that offense and an opportunity like that. We're on a run. And great job by Lone Peak getting pressure on the ball there late. That's a player, I think, for Skyridge, if they can get her going, can help this whole team to feel a little bit more comfortable offensively.
Now, young sophomore, both up. Bartholomew get the steal. Perkins got into her, +1. Taken finish by Perkins. She can make it a 2-possession game from the line.
Number 45, Sarah Bartholomew.
I mean, as tough as it's been for Skyridge tonight, and you know, I saw that Westlake game. They got to the rim, but they hit some outside shots as well. They've actually done a really nice job of getting to the rim against this Lone Peak squad. We talked about that in the first half, and this one leading to the three-point play.
And Perkins does make it a 5-point game, 25-20 inside of 5 minutes left in the third. Kaylee sent to the corner, Nawahine. Kula going at Blackham. Steps through, draws the whistle. It'll be Nawahine going to the line as Skyridge fans, especially on this end, wanted to travel.
First personal, second team foul. At the line, shooting 2 for the Knights, number 10, Tehuila Nawahine.
And Nawahine misses the front end.
You know, we talked about a couple boys coaches that are doing a nice job this year. How about that job of Coach Nielsen? First year at Skyridge, this is a team at 8-4. Talked about they played Fremont close, big win over Westlake, going toe-to-toe with Lone Peak here on the road. And a program that has had a lot of coaching turnover the last couple of years.
3 coaches in 3 years.
Yeah, she's done a great job this year with a lot of new faces for Skyridge.
26-20. Oh, backwards pass taken away by Woolston, and a loose ball foul by Hymas.
Look, that's the football pass interference equipment, right? We're not giving Kaylee 2. We're going to make them execute against our defense, make them earn in the half-court set.
And no open path nonsense either, so they're clear path.
Yeah.
Ika leaves it for Bartholomew, blocked away by Gopper. Nawahine sends up top to Ika.
Nice backdoor baseline cut there by Woolston, just didn't see her.
Drop it inside to Kaylee, and she's going to draw the foul on the floor. This is going against Tegan Gray.
You know, that's quickly, I think, the 5th team foul on Skyridge. So it's one where you don't get to do that too many more times before you send one of the country's best free throw shooters to the line. Might just be the 4th. They might have been really quick on the scoreboard with that one, which tip of the cap.
That's been happening a lot this year.
It has been. It's making us look bad, Dusty.
Quick draw, McGraw's all over the state. Ika, 4-3. Her second 3 of the night. A 9-point lead for the Knights, and for Skyridge, they've responded every time this game has got around 10 points. They've counterpunched, and they're going to need another one. Outside with Gray. Out of Blackham. Blackham step back to a 3. And that one won't go. And it'll be Lone Peak ball with 3.5 to go.
That's a tough shot. She showed the range, but the step back there, you're kind of going against momentum, and just got away from her.
And Skyridge back to the press. Nawahine to Woolston. Pump the 3. Kaylee baseline jumper. Got it. Stayed patient there, did Woolston, and it's an 11-point lead.
And, you know, you talk about Skyridge always responding. How about Lone Peak's response? This is a 5-point game. Quick 6-point burst here. Been a nice job by the Knights offense.
Blackham on the drive. Oh, just would not go on Bartholomew with the rebound. Ika ahead to Woolston. Kaylee, transition 3. No. With the rebound to Nawahine, who goes back up. She can't get it, and that ball is going to be off of Lone Peak. It'll be Skyridge ball.
Lone Peak substitution, number 21, Naya Tanavasa. Checks in for the Knights.
And a full timeout taken by Coach Nielsen with just over 2:40 left in the third. You're watching Lone Peak girls basketball on Game Night Live Rewind.
College wasn't built for me.
It didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Or if my kid had a fever.
Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
I want to take tests when I'm ready.
I want to take courses on my time.
And speed up when I know my stuff.
I want a university that cares about me.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of you.
Ouch, gonna need some pills for that one.
Hey, prescription pain pills can be dangerous.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Easy there. You're her parent, not a drill sergeant. More love, then they'll listen.
Know your script. Talk to your kids about prescriptions the right way.
Late in the third quarter for Skyridge. By the timeout for Coach Dielson. Game's just threatening to get pulled away if they don't get something going offensively. Blackham leaves it back for Gray. Gottberg gonna go at the young sophomore. Gottberg. Just a great job of staying patient, Dane, getting that bucket.
Yeah, I thought Lone Peak maybe looked like they were trying to kind of pull the rug out from under her, and fortunately she was able to kind of keep her composure through all that and get the shot away, but a nice bucket. And
Nordstrom traveled.
You know what they say, Dusty. Guilty feet have got no rhythm.
I was gonna do a Dave Matthews thing, but I won't.
Oh.
Guilty as charged.
That's a George Michael, for those of you who are Careless Whisper. That's a minivan song. That's a minivan song right there.
But if you want with Caesar, it's a little more updated. As Gottberg goes back to back. If you want a little hard rock version of Careless Whisper.
Yeah.
Really good by Caesar.
Yeah. Okay, I'll have to check it out.
Money. 31-24. And now it's steal by Skyridge. We said, hey, they had to answer. Down 11. They got back-to-back buckets. Now it's a turnover. Blackham with the three. And it's a 4-point game. How about the answer? Down 11 and a 7-0 spurt. And here comes Skyridge. Timeout on the floor. We'll take it with them. We'll be right back.
College wasn't built for me.
It didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Test day's test day. Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of you.
Jake said these are awesome for studying.
Line. You shouldn't ever take someone else's medication.
Know your script. Talk to your kids about the dangers of sharing prescriptions.
Ouch, gonna need some pills for that one.
Hey, prescription pain pills can be dangerous.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Easy there. You're her parent, not a drill sergeant. More love, then they'll listen.
Know your script. Talk to your kids about prescriptions the right way.
.27 left in the third quarter, and Dane, defense leading the offense, and then the big three from Blackham making a difference here late in the third.
Yeah, I mean, look, we've said both these teams have responded after runs made by each, and this is a nice job by Skyridge out of that timeout. Quick 7-0 burst. See if their defense can get them another possession here, another stop.
Tanu Vasa, cross court to Nawahine.
It's a great hustle back there by Sika because Woolston's trying to make a beat to the rim there, and Sika able to take that away as a part of that press.
Shawnee Nordstrom up top, into the corner to Woolston. Kaylee away from the trap. Ika, now Nawahine. Tula finds inside to Woolston. Kaylee Woolston with her second field goal of the night.
I tell you, it's great ball movement, and I love the energy and hustle that Skyridge plays with defensively. You see it on the floor, but if you're patient and quick enough with that ball movement, you can get looks like that right at the rim, and Woolston in the right spot, able to get it away quickly.
Sika powers her way down the lane and draws the foul on Ika. And puts Sika at the line for 2 free throws.
Foul on number 4, Makeda Ika, her second.
Did call that in her habitual shooting motion on the drive.
At the line, number 24, Ella Sika, 2-2.
Yeah. No gather.
No gather. Courtney Little Dykes here, so I always throw that in there
Substitution.
once in a while.
Number 1, Addie Arnell.
As Arnell will come on for Gray.
Which gives you a little more respect for officials. I mean, think about how many habitual shooting motions they have to keep in mind, right? Because no two are the same.
You better study your players.
Mine starts at half court.
I'm shooting from the hip at all times. So with the free throws, 33-27. A ball out of bounds, and we'll stay here.
Checking in for the Falcons, number 15, Abby Hymas replaces Bella Sika.
So Sika will come off the floor. And after that 11-point lead dwindled down to 4, Lone Peak get a chance to push it up to possibly 9 with a 3. Tanu Vasa, a long-range 2, short. And the rebound in the hands of Blackham. Cambry trying to draw the call, did not get it. And now a foul off the rebound. And that's going to go to Blackham.
That's a tough shot. I mean, you're trying to scoop that entirely underneath the defender with all that momentum. And understand the thought there, but it's a tricky one to try to sell.
At the highest level is probably easily a foul. Is Tanu Vasa.
Well, what isn't at the highest level, Dusty?
Kind of what I was getting at. A shot indoors of a 5. Nawahine floats it. Oh, and it kicks out. And we will head to the fourth quarter in a tight one. Lone Peak leading 33-27 over Skyridge. We head to the fourth. You're watching Lone Peak girls basketball on Game Night Live Rewind. Quarter, Dusty Lidster, Dane Stewart with you as always. Game Night Live Rewind brought to you by Haddam Associates, but now brought to you by Western Governors University. 2022 is the year of you. Go to wgu.edu and sign up to get a $2,500 scholarship to Western Governors University. Study at your own pace. So Dane, a 6-point game in the fourth. As Tanu Vasa pulls for 3, and it'll be Skyridge ball, and they've done that a lot tonight.
Yeah, I mean, look, give a lot of credit. Win or lose, Skyridge has got this game in the tempo they've wanted. And, I mean, they have limited one of the best scorers in the state to just 6 points through 3 quarters. The defense is playing strong. The offense is hanging around. If you're Lone Peak, you probably expected to kind of pull away a couple times, see if they can close this one out. They haven't had a lot of close games this year.
See how they handle it. As Tanu Vasa skip to Ika. Extra pass to Woolston in the corner. And Kaylee, just not that night as Nordstrom saves it, but into the hands of Skyridge. Shea Toole got that turnover. And Coach Judkins in attendance. As Coach Juddy's pulled the best players in the state this side of Camry Martin, about the only one I can think of right now that was thinking of staying in state. He wasn't able to grab, and he's obviously here watching Woolston.
Yeah, I mean, before that, you could argue, was it Haley Bassett at Layton?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, go
went
to
Utah State. But that was, what, 5-6 years ago?
Yeah.
That's been a while. Feels like it has, at least.
What do you think about it? Bull Falateas.
Yeah.
Calvert.
Madison Grange was one, went to Utah Valley, right?
Yeah, good call. There's a steal to Woolston. Kaylee, crossover, step through, and they're going to have an offensive foul and caught on that off arm.
But, you know, going back to that, Alyssa Blank, currently at Olympus, going to BYU. Is Mendelson?
Mendelson, I don't think she's decided yet, but I'm also thinking of Karchner. Karchner from Logan.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But the tough call to go against Woolston. That is her first, only the team's third. It's still a 6-point game. Try to fire that into Blackham. The loose ball goes. Oh, Klopper couldn't squeeze it. Here comes Ika. Into Bartholomew, wrapped around to Nawahine. Tula backs that one out. Man, this defense from Skyridge all over the place. And Ika draws the foul. Didn't mean to give it up, but Shea Toole, probably not a bad foul there to Shea Toole, number 2 on her.
It is remarkable when you look at Lone Peak, Dusty. Shawnee Nordstrom has 7. Ika has 8. Nawahine has 7. Woolston has 6. I mean, and it's just kind of how this Lone Peak team is. You've got 4 or 5 scorers on any given night. And tonight, Skyridge has been able to limit them all to single figures to this point. It's why they're in this game. But when you talk about, the breadth of scoring that Lone Peak has, it's been on display tonight.
You know who they are? They're the girls' version of Bingham, as Nordstrom misses on the 3.
Or Davis.
Yeah, Bingham or Davis.
Right.
Bingham's got 5 players that average over 9 points.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a tease for the boys' video. Gottberg. Gottberg wanted to go at the sophomore. Oh, that ball goes off of Woolston. That's going to stay. Gottberg had that ball and said, man, I wish I was on the low post.
Timeout taken by Skyridge.
Turn it over to timeout taken by Coach Nielsen. We'll be right back watching Game Night Live Rewind.
College wasn't built for me.
It didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Or if my kid had a fever.
Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
I want to take tests when I'm ready.
I want to take courses on my time.
And speed up when I know my stuff.
I want a university that cares about me.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of you.
So 5:10 left in this one, and a 6-point game as Skyridge was down 11 at one point and made it, got around 4, but they've hung around here. Dusty Litster and Dane Stewart with you.
You know, one of the things, Dusty, to keep an eye on, 16 fouls for Skyridge. Lone Peak shooting the rest away as a team. As a team, they shoot 75% from the line. So that was not advantageous for Skyridge. Got to keep that defensive intensity, but can't send Lone Peak to the line here late.
And Gottberg finishes at the rim, and it's a 4-point game again. 33-29.
Closest really they've been since back in the first quarter. They've got here a couple times, but haven't been able to get any closer than 4.
Here's Ika. Now Nordstrom. And extending this 2-3 as Woolston sends it back up top. Nordstrom. Inside out, Nawahine. Nawahine on the baseline, left it short, got her own board, blocked from behind by Gottberg. And they're hit her with a foul. It's going to put Tula Nawahine at the line for 2 free throws.
21, KJ Gottberg, second personal foul, 7th team foul. The line shooting 2 for the Knights, Tula Nawahine.
And Nawahine hits the first. She and Ika leading scorers tonight at 8 points. And Nawahine got them both. So Back up to 6. And Skyridge, I mean, the advantage is Gopper in the post at the moment. Is Sika draws rain. And it's a 3-point game.
There are some gyms that shot would not have made it to the rim, Dusty, but that hit nothing but net.
Blackham able to get that one in, and Skyridge can make it a 1-point game or tie it with the 3. Blackham shot around Wilson, a little too much on it. Sika.
How about that step through, though?
Off on the tying 3, and that ball tracked down again by Skyridge.
Look, rebounding is desire. Look at Skyridge just track these loose balls down with their speed.
And Bartholomew knocks it out of bounds. It'll be Falcon basketball on the baseline, and Coach Nancy Warner wants a timeout. 3:27 left in a 3-point game. We got a good one. We'll be right back. You're watching Game Night Live Rewind.
College wasn't built for me.
It didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Test day's test day. Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of VIEW.
Three-point game with 3:27 left here at Lone Peak. Skyridge, as Dane talked about earlier, knocked off Westlake last week, who was unbeaten going in that game, 13-0. And they're looking for a big one here against Lone Peak to knock everybody from the class of the unbeatens.
Yep.
Blackham going to draw the foul on Wilson. That'll be number 2 on Kaylee. Be the 4th team foul on Lone Peak.
Number 11, Katie Wilson, second personal, 4th team foul. Offense sitting down.
Sika can't get that one to go, and now Wahine pulls away with a rebound.
How about
and
the
a steal? The Blackham saves it into Ika. Blackham nearly made a Larry Bird kind of play there. Wilson. And it's 1-on-1 free throws here for Lone Peak. White will see them really draw out this possession here.
Go for it, Dusty.
Remember, no shot clock in high school basketball for one more year anyway. Now Wahine passes up the 3. And they're going to force. Remember, Lone Peak doesn't put the ball in the air for the next 2:25.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you're going to take that shot, you want Ika or Woolston to take it. Maybe Tanuvasa as well, but it's one where if you've got your best shooters with it, I'm all about it. But that's why I'm in the stands, not a coach, Dusty.
Johnny Nordstrom down the lane, no. And the rebound in the hands of Bartholomew. Got to Nawahine. She can't get the buddy to go. Bartholomew loses it. Nordstrom tipped it out to Ika.
A couple opportunities for Skyridge to get the clear. Couldn't. What about Lone Peak? You saw strength on the ball from Nawahine on the last Skyridge miss. And then here, they just won't give the possession up.
Shea Toole comes out to get Woolston. Toole still hanging with her. Woolston now draws the foul. That'll be Katie Woolston going to the line for 1-1 free throws with 1:28 left.
I'll tell you, Toole did a really nice job. She didn't get the 5-second call, It's awfully close. She's hanging with one of the top guards in the state. A great defensive effort there. But Woolston now, I mean, do we just add the 2 now, Dusty?
96%, yes. And that's why it's going to be such a welcome thing to have the shot clock in the state next year. That great defense will be rewarded.
Yeah.
As Woolston hits the front end on 1-and-1. Again, I don't knock coaches who do it. You take advantage of it because the rule's there. How intelligent are you if you don't take advantage of a rule? And both free throws good from Woolston. 5-point game, 1:25 on the running clock. Blackham, and she draws the foul from Ika. And that'll be team foul number 5 on Lone Peak.
That was number 4, McKinley Ika, her 3rd personal, 5th team foul. Falcons inbound.
Blackham hands back to Gray from way outside. Tegan Gray's first 3 of the evening. Timeout, Coach Nielsen.
Man, we told you they were going to have to start hitting that outside shot. The second half they have, Dusty.
Snipers don't take a lot of shots. When they do, they make them worth it. Timeout on the floor. We'll be right back. So after the Tegan Gray 3, it's 37-35. Minute 9 left as the Lone Peak's going to keep the ball right here in the hands of number 11, Kaylee Woolston. And Woolston saw Blackham coming, bearing down on her, and draws the foul.
Her 3rd personal, 19 foul.
I think good recognition there by Kaylee. Kind of knows there's a trail on the play, so gonna just stop short and draw the contact there ahead of the line.
It's my move. Woolston at the line. It's the first. Woolston knocked down the first. And is now 6 of 6.
I'll tell you the other dangerous thing. The first one kind of rattled around since then. The last 3, nothing but net. I mean, if nothing else, she's got confidence, has that rhythm back.
Blackham kind of blindly threw that one in there. Goppler couldn't get it. And now it's Ika. And a foul will be given to Tegan Gray.
Wise before she can get it to Kaylee, huh?
Mm-hmm. The ball's in mid-flight when the whistle's blown. Hey, we know if the ball's in the air and the whistle's blown, we count the play. So it's Ika going to the line and we'll shoot the free throw. All right, that's the last one.
You know, we haven't had a restricted circle conversation tonight. We got the boys' game.
Because, you know, the girls don't do it.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Pass and crash and all that stuff, the boys just watch way too much of Trae Young and others.
I'll tell you, Gary Payton never did that.
He did not. Neither did John Stockton.
Yeah.
None of our favorite point guards ever pulled
that is true.
nonsense.
That is true. Yeah. They did other things, but they never did that.
You come off a screen and grab your arm and get the call.
Yeah.
That's Jason Williams. Yeah, they started the clock on the roll-in. So let's reset the clock, 45.1.
Skyridge inbound.
There comes Blackham, down 6. Gonna be Blackham, sends back up. And now it's Gottberg. And Coach Nilsson did not like what was happening. Takes some time out with 35 seconds to go. We'll take it with them. We'll be right back. Watching Game Night Live Rewind. .4 left in regulation. 6-point game. Skyridge a big possession here for the Falcons. They've been able to battle back and forth here. Got it down to 2. Got to get it in. Shade Tool does to Gray. Sika, step back 3. No. Tip back in by Sika. And then Shade Tool is fouled. And that'll be the 16th foul. Won't be one-on-one free throws after this one.
Good recognition, tip that ball in. You have no chance to get it. Get help with a teammate. And ends up drawing the contact on the play.
So Tanavasa will come off the floor for Bartholomew. They got her in to make this inbound a little tougher.
It's working.
Skyridge can't get it. Just got it in, but it's in the hands of Ika. That's out of bounds. And ask PG how easy it is to get the ball in on the baseline against Lone Peak. They had 2 5-second violations last week.
Wow.
And then the boys started off with a 5-second violation.
And some double fouls, as I understand. Right?
That was the week before.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Nice find inside. Blackham double dribble.
Double dribble. Lone Peak basketball. Checking in for the Knights, number 21, Naya Tanavasa replaces Sarah Bartholomew.
Missed opportunity there from Skyridge, and that might do it, Dane.
Abby Hines for KJ Gottberg.
I'm sending Woolston long here. Oh. They're double teaming her on the inbound.
They had 3 great jerseys around her 1 point. Shawnee Nordstrom sends to Tanuvasa. Now Kaylee, nearly stolen, and now the foul.
Skyridge foul.
It'll be double bonus for Kaylee Woolston. Just for a moment there, you saw that tenacious defense. Here we come up with a turnover.
It was a good job of breaking it. And, I mean, Kaylee, you can see her calling ball, right? I mean, they know she's the person they want to send to the line in these moments.
And Kaylee Woolston knocks out the first. Been an off-shooting night, but not from the stripe. She's now 7 of 7. It's her double figures.
And that's the amazing thing, 11 points, right? And 7 of those coming from the line. And it's been a tough night for her. There have been shots that she's accustomed to making. She hasn't. But, man, if you're just going to start with 8 points at the line, it's a pretty good start, huh?
You told her to 2 field goals.
Yeah.
The rest of the team stepped up as Blackham off on the 3. And Gottberg can't save it. And you hold her to 2 field goals. You feel pretty good for Coach Nielsen. I think you'll feel good anyway. But just unable to find enough firepower to overcome this Lone Peak team, who will extend their season to 11-0 on the year with a 43-35 win over Skyridge. Dane, your final thoughts on the selection of a Heineman Associates player of the game?
Well, look, Skyridge, I thought a valiant effort. They fought back multiple times in this. They still have Lone Peak to 25 points below their season average. This Skyridge team and defense is legit, but in the end, just not quite enough offense. Be interesting to see what they have for that next matchup. They get that going a little bit earlier, but Lone Peak, look, it's not always pretty. But they found a way to win at the line late. Coach Warner, her team is that good. A lot of balance at the top of the scoring lineup as we expected, and they remain undefeated. Player of the game tonight, that's tough for me, Dusty. I'll go with Woolston. She salted the game away at the line for Lone Peak to stay undefeated.
Again, final score, Lone Peak 43 and Skyridge 35. Our Adam Associates player of the game, Kaylee Wilson. For Vince Francis, Dayton Stewart, I'm Dusty Lister. Thanks for joining us and watching Lone Peak Girls Basketball and Game Night Live Rewind. Boys Basketball game coming up at the top of the hour. Watching Game Night Live Rewind.